You are so beautiful.
Oh, go on now. Excuse me a second, won't you? I just need to go reapply my makeup. Won't be a second.
The woman rushed off towards the bathroom, a look of bewilderment on the man's face. He looked at her plate. It sure didn't look like makeup. Rather, like a piece of flesh.
Oh God, what is this?
She rubbed her cheek. The rash underneath her makeup had taken on a sickly shade of green and purple.
Just an allergic reaction. No need to panic. Suck it up. You don't want to lose this guy because of a little rash.
She opened her concealer, but it was empty.
Oh no. This will have to do. Huh? Come on, work, damn it! Sorry, my makeup was just a little runny. Where were we?
Hi.
You know, I've been thinking.
Stop right there.
What? Why?
You've been thinking. Very little good ever comes from that.
Fine. Okay, so, like I was saying,
Oh, jeez.
this Cyrus character, he should be a priority, you know?
He is, but for the moment, we've hit a brick wall.
Gone cold. Like the fish monster.
The what?
That thing from the airplane? The same thing that was fishing for humans?
Oh, that guy. I have an idea about him, but that's for another day. We're here.
Evening, fellas. You the guys the chief told me to liaise with? What?
Haven't we met before?
I don't think so. Never forget a face.
You aren't a sheriff in upstate New York?
Oh, I see where you're coming from. That's my brother, Ralph.
You two have a striking resemblance.
Do we? I don't know. Always thought he was a little ugly myself.
Right.
Anyway, they're over there. Corpse Bride and Don Juan.
Whoa. Hey, a little sensitivity?
Didn't mean it as a rude thing. I loved Night of the Living Dead.
Right. Okay. Thanks, officer. We'll just go have a talk with him now.
Sure thing. Let me know if you need anything. I'll be over there doing something or other, whatever. Who knows?
Good evening. My name is Dr. Klaus, and this is Agent Chen. We specialize in situations like yours. Could you explain what happened tonight?
I don't know. My skin just started to peel off. It came out of nowhere.
No previous history of skin conditions, allergies?
No, nothing like this.
Have you been exposed to anything that might have caused a skin reaction?
No, wait, actually, I've been using this new concealer for a few weeks.
No, it can't be that. It's a good brand.
It actually ran out a week or two ago, though, so it shouldn't be that.
Chen, can you bag that for examination? Would you both come back with us? We'll need to run some tests.
Of course, we always support law enforcement 100%.
My man, speaking my language.
Crypt Key, would you take this gentleman to a holding cell and make him comfortable?
You got it, Chief.
Ma'am, please come with us. We'll have a closer look at that skin condition.
The woman sat at the table, a look of unease upon her face.
All right. So we've run some tests on your skin samples and the makeup items in your purse. The good news is it appears to be restricted sections of your face where you use the product. The bad news, it will require skin grafts to fix.
Skin grafts? It won't heal?
The damage is restricted but acute. You'll be fine. It's just a good thing that you didn't have any more of this product. Just follow the doctor, he'll give you a little shot for the pain and then take you to the hospital.
Okay, thank you. What about my date?
We'll have a chat with him, and then send him home as well. After, he gets a little shot too.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What did you find?
This makeup is anomalous. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure it isn't from Kylie Cosmetics.
So, it peels your face off?
It actually incorporates itself into the skin and mimics it.
So it's like plastic surgery in a can.
Sort of. Seems it can heal any skin. The catch is only if you continuously use it.
Oh, that's tricky. Like your hair growth tonic.
I don't use hair growth tonic.
Sure you do. I saw it.
That was one time, and it was because of the hair worms.
Whatever floats your boat, Doc.
What's this you bring for me? Gifts? How sweet.
You know, one of these days, you're gonna have to explain to me how you see through that toilet paper.
It's not toilet paper.
Besides the point, blind lady.
Pythia, if you wouldn't mind, this cream regenerates skin, but once the user stops applying it, the skin decomposes and flakes off.
Sounds like a typical skincare product these days. But let's have a look.
They were in a department store, but something wasn't adding up. The displays and styles weren't current.
This looks like, geez, if I had to hazard a guess, the 40s? Pythia, are you sure about this?
I'm getting the feeling someone's done the old switcheroo on us.
The cream seems to be old, but the container, no.
So someone's taken the cream out, put it in a new container, and given it to that woman. But why?
And who invented this, and for what reason? Let's go have a word with that boyfriend.
You don't think he bought it for her, do you?
With what we've seen before, that wouldn't shock me in the least.
Hey, Kripke, where's the guy?
Had him anesthetized and sent him home.
What? Why? I did not authorize that.
Order came down from the professor. I guess he figured there was no reason to hold him.
Why would he do that without talking to me first? I haven't even had a chance to talk to him yet.
Don't know what to say. Just following orders.
I'll speak to Lucius.
Oh, I think he went out. Won't be back for a few hours.
Okay, thanks.
Klaus looked intently at his coffee. So, what's bothering you?
Did Kripke seem a little off to you?
He seemed off for a while now. That guy is carrying some dark secrets, I tell you.
He's not the only one.
What was that?
Nothing. Why would the professor release the boyfriend?
Now there's another guy with some dark secrets.
It seems everyone here has some skeletons in the closet.
You included.
While we're on that topic, have any of your memories come back to you?
Nah, it's still a blank. The first thing I remember is you and those agents saving me.
That was some night. I thought you were dead.
So did I. Thanks, Doc.
It turned out for the best. You were a natural-born agent.
Odd, though, isn't it?
What is?
The way the training fell into place? It was like my body and muscles knew it all, but my memory had erased it, like I had done the training before.
Oh, you're just a natural.
If you say so, Doc. Kripke came walking into the cafeteria. He looked around, confused and in a daze. Kripke! Hey, Kripke! Come over here! Where's your uniform?
Agent Chen, Dr. Klaus.
You alright? You look a bit out of it.
I'm not sure. I think I fell asleep.
What? When? We just spoke to you like 30 minutes ago.
You did? About what?
The boyfriend.
What boyfriend?
Where did Lucius go?
The prof? No idea. He's not in his office.
Alright, what the heck's going on?
Kripke comes with us. Let's check the CCTV.
Kripke was explaining something to the woman's boyfriend. As he went to the cabinet in the back of the room, the man grabbed him from behind. He pulled a syringe from Kripke's jacket, stabbing him swiftly with it. Kripke slowly sank to the ground, unconscious. The man took his uniform off and swapped it with his own clothes. Inside a pocket, he withdrew what appeared to be a card holder. In a hidden compartment was a substance very much like the makeup cream the woman had. He applied it all over his face, then began to massage and pull at his skin. The man turned around, but he was no longer the same person. He was the spitting image of Kripke now. He walked out the door and straight into Klaus and Chen.
That wasn't Kripke at all, but the boyfriend!
He set this whole thing up to get in here, but for what?
Fast forward and see where he goes.
The man stopped at a door labeled Archives. He punched in a code. The door opened. Wait a minute, how'd he do that? How'd he get the access code? Moments later, he reappeared, tucking an envelope into his uniform. The CCTV focused on the bike in the underground parking facility of the Foundation. The man hopped onto a motorcycle.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your hospitality. Until we meet again.
And sped off. SCP-1317. Object Class: Safe. 1317 is a collection of vintage cosmetics, manufactured sometime in 1942. Individual tins of 1317 weigh approximately half a kilo. The individual containers of 1317 are brown, with the makeup itself being a shade of beige. The words, "The Factory," have been embossed onto the bottom of each instance of 1317. When 1317 comes into contact with living animal tissue, it will begin to integrate itself into the tissue. Continuous application will lead to the affected tissues being completely replaced by 1317. In addition, 1317 will replicate the biological function of all tissues it replaces. Any existing imperfections or blemishes on the skin will be removed. Adding dyes can change the skin tone, and it is possible to mold and adjust 1317 in a manner similar to clay without causing harm. If the user does not continue to apply 1317, the affected tissue will lose its cohesion over the next 5 weeks, which leads to the user experiencing potentially fatal trauma. 1317 was discovered in 1943, when an unusually high number of persons with critical skin conditions were reported from several US cities. Interviews with victims revealed that they had obtained 1317 via an advertisement in local newspapers to market test new makeup products. Following the address provided by the advertiser led to a warehouse containing over instances of 1317. However, shortly after this warehouse was discovered, instances of 1317 began appearing in pharmacies and newspaper advertisements in the United States, Canada, Britain, Italy, Russia, France, and Germany between 1943 and 1946. All known instances of 1317 are to be housed in Vault 13 of Site-77's safe SCP wing. Each unit is to be inspected on a rotational basis to prevent any chemical corrosion of their containers. A small subset of the 1317 substance is to be set aside for allocated testing purposes. In the event of the discovery of any additional instances of 1317, they are to be cataloged and their point of origin sought out.
Pride, one of the 7 deadly sins. Don't let the obsession with appearance dominate you. Your worth is more than skin deep.
Just a quick reminder to come check out my Patreon, and you'll find weekly uploads of bloopers, outtakes, and storyboards. As always, have a care, and remember to subscribe, like, and share, if you would. Until next time, farewell.